being involved with your local government. So you have to start somewhere. You got to start within the community in which you know. Everybody who lives anywhere knows exactly what their community needs. It could be something as simple as that park that you pass every day that you probably played with as a kid. That park might not have certain funding for, swings, or, the chip might be messed up, or, know your local legislators. Start to get to know these people, because see, in the political world, and this is just my opinion, in the political world, you have people that's trying to rise their way up. I mean, look at how a senator became a senator, what position that they had before that. And, sometimes the more higher up you get, the less informed on exactly what it is that, is really what it is that's really going on in your certain district that you preside in. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not even going to lie. In the state and province where I lived at as a child, I'd probably seen the senator that was over our district maybe like 2 times. And coincidentally, there was always times when he going up for re-election. Other than that, he's supposed to be representing me, but he's not informed of what's going on. You have some people, they go on this legislative thing where they're like, oh, yeah, they're going to pick a topic that's what I call a universal topic, like crime or certain things, and that's all they ride on, but they never follow through with this and see what it's like what the Republicans like to use called trickle-down economics. Trickle-down economics doesn't work because guess what? What trickle-down economics is, you have the little guy always trying to, basically cope with all the things that's been passed down from the bigger guys. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the people that have the power to make the change, they don't actually do it. Then you got the little guy with all this change, but, I mean, how are you really supposed to do that? How are you going to accomplish this change? So, I mean, it's very different. It's very, very different. So, getting involved in your local community, that's the first start, And if you feel that you can do it better than the next man, by all means, see if you can. I mean, nothing beats, my mother always used to say, nothing beats a quitter, but a failure than a course. How she said it? Nothing beats a failure than a person who never tries. And I'm a firm believer in that. You know what I'm saying? So as long as you go out and you try, you always will amount to something more than a person who only just sits there and complains and never tries to do anything. So, just that's a little food for thought for you, And as far as Trump is going, I'm going to tell you this. In actuality, these next 4 years are going to be the best years for the American people. And the only reason why I'm saying this is because here you got a man who always says, oh, I could do it better than the next man. And he's coming up with all these policies, which if you research, and don't take my word for it, research some of the policies that he has on health care. Research some of the policies that he's had on, with other things, and you'll probably find similarities to the policies that we already have with Obama. But, hey, he said he could do it better than Obama, so, hey, whatever. The only thing about it is he has a better shot of doing it because guess what? Not only is he a Republican, but guess what? The Republicans have control over the Senate, and basically the whole entire Congress, because you got the Senate and the House of Representatives. They won both of those in the election, majority rule. So now you have a Congress that is basically, in all retrospect, for you. They're not going to go up against you. Y'all are part of the same party. What you think, boss? Don't believe the hype. I'm sorry. You know, it's that Flavor Flav that, you know, that I grew up on Public Enemy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't believe the hype. But I'm going to tell you like this. All the I can say to the people is, you know, despite my biased opinion, you know, don't believe the dog and pony show to everything. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you get so intrigued with the dog and pony show that you miss. You know, you're looking at the whole magic show with the smoke and mirrors, but you'll miss the important part of the show. You know, so. But I will say this: I commend President Obama, because now he's done exactly, despite what anybody can say, the man not only did his job, did what he was allowed to do, made some progress into change. The economy is fairly decent. You know, he cleaned up a lot of Bush's mess. And on top of that, $7.7 billion in student loan debt has been wiped from the books. $7.7 billion under his student loan forgiveness programs. And with all integrity, a man that basically has ridiculed him his whole entire time in office, he sat there, put on a smile for the dog and pony show to show America and African-American America that, you know what, the way that you show a person that you're a bigger person or a better person is you act better than what they typically would expect. Everybody was expecting for when Trump come there, Obama to act off some type of way. Nah, he put on a smile, greeted them like a man, and left it as that. I'm actually proud to say that as a black man, I can go to any type of child and be like, you know what? You have the ability to be great. You have the ability. It was once just a dream to be president, for a black man to become president. Now I can actually look to a picture in my house and tell a child, regardless of gender, color, or creed, that guess what? You can achieve great things in life just like that man did. And that's real. Don't get much realer than that. Oh yeah. You got to look at the pieces. Yeah. Be good to yourself and be good to each other. That's all. That's the new way that I'm going to. But before we go, I got one thing I need to say. And I invite the rest of my co-hosts and, UUR and Network to join me in this new campaign that I'm starting called Vision 2020. And Vision 2020 is an election process for 2020. We're going to go in and we're going to take control over these politicians who aren't doing their jobs. We're going to get these people out and we're going to really concentrate and focus on the policies, not the parties, but the policies that each political party has to offer. Because at the end of the day, to close the business, we need progress. We don't need digress. So the clock is ticking, but it only can move. Change can only happen is if we do something to change. We make some progression to change. Yeah, there. Oh yeah. Just know it's been one hell of a night. Hey, anybody got some jumper cables? I'm just saying, I got some jumper cables. I'm just saying. Holla at me. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other, y'all. Hey.
I love you so, no one else compatible. Sweet baby, you got that thing I need. Stay with me for a lifetime. I wanna make you all mine. Baby, there is no one compared to you. And I need you in my life for sure. Cause we're meant to be together forever. It's not a lie. Girl, you are what I want, what I need. You're my type. And I can't keep my eyes off you. I'm just trying to take you away from all them other dudes. And girl, you got my heart. Don't wanna be apart. I'm just trying to be your man. So baby, just hold my hand.